Hello, everyone. This is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. And as you know, I'm a gardener, a homesteader, and I have a bunch of animals. Well, I got a story to tell. The other day, I was working with one of my handsaw and I cut my finger and it was bleeding. And I realized that I didn't have anything to help. I didn't have anything to cover it, not even a simple band-aid. So it's a beautiful Texas day. So a lot of times when we are out and about, we don't think about anything except, maybe getting stuck on the highway, in traffic, or, car breaking down. And we think about food and water and possibly having to go to the bathroom. But there are some things that we need to start carrying in our cars besides, 2A, if you do that. Something as simple as this, when you're changing a tire, and this is a cheap pair of gloves, can save you from cutting your finger. And if you're stuck out there, you know how filthy a tire can be? Filthy, because I know how to change tire. This, simple as this, or latex gloves, keep them in your car to keep your hands, see that cut? Keep your hands clean. Because a little cut like this can become infected. And if you're stuck on the highway and you don't have anything to put on it, well, it could get infected and that could be a lot worse on you. There are four new things that I'm going to carry in my car. First one, and I bought more than one of these because I have two properties, is first aid, a first aid kit. You don't have to get a big one like this, right? This just has extra stuff in it, but Dollar Tree sells first aid equipment and it has a lot of things in there, and you add extra stuff. If you on medication, you put your medication in here. This is liquid bandage. I bought that and added that to the kit. Just go through the kit. This thing is well organized. That's why I bought it. And just add what you want. I added some simple things like medication, right? I ain't gonna put all my personal business out there. And this. You don't want a blister. If you have to walk, you don't want a blister. Ace bandages, I added these. Ankle, just in case you twist your ankle. And I'm just speaking from experience. I used to have to do rucksack marches, which brings me to another one. But start walking. Start walking. If you can only walk a mile, do that. I know we're gardeners, and gardeners, we are in shape. We're in shape more than most. But the one thing that we don't do a lot of as a gardener is walking distance. Be able to walk at least a mile. So stack your medications in one location so that if in Texas we have tornadoes and sometimes we have floods. In Central Texas, sometimes it floods out here. Get your first aid together. Put all your medications in one spot. The medication that I am on, I keep more than I need so I can have extra for stuff like this. And put it in your car, or keep it in your house, or keep it somewhere where you can get to it quickly. You need to take this. This is just as important as food and water to me. This. If you're on the side of the road and you need blood pressure medication and you're gone for a couple of days, you're in trouble. Or if you need cholesterol medication, you're in trouble. You got to take that stuff. Once you start taking it, you can't stop. So I'm just talking about the general ones: asthmatics, inhalers, steroids, whatever you're taking. If you can fit it in here, because they give you extra room to add stuff, put it in your first aid kit. I know, ladies, we carry stuff in our purses. You know what absorbs fluid? I don't know what this is, right? Man, you need to carry this too. If somebody is bleeding, tampons, sanitary napkins, they work. And there might be somebody who needs it for other things. Put it in your first aid kit. This absorbs. This compacts. This has a good absorption rate to just try to sop it up and stop it. This is something that you can use. And I believe it belongs in the first aid kit. Some people may differ. See that? It's going in here. Let's go. You don't know if there is a tornado. When we've had tornadoes that have taken out towns, the entire town. What was it? I forget what was the name of that town that got taken out about 25 years ago. Jared, I can't remember. It was right down the block, maybe an hour and a half away. So grab and go. If they tell you to leave or fires, oh Jesus Christ. Oh, fires. Fire and flood is bad. I mean, that's what I think about when I think about running, having to leave. Fires and floods, you don't stay. Just, if they tell you to go, just go. So the second thing I have that I'm adding, a sewing kit. And this is a leather sewing kit. Because if I hurt myself or somebody I know hurts herself, I might have to sew them up. Leather sewing kit, not just a regular one. With the regular needles, you need those industrial size. You burn that needle and you do what you have to do. Another thing that I have to order, I think I have one. I have the Army First Aid. We call it our Smart Book when we were back in the 80s. And it taught you general first aid. The last thing you want to do is give somebody a tourniquet because they're bleeding. Try to stop the bleeding. Pack it, which brings me to this. You can sew it up or you can tape that joker up. This is called Black Grafter Tape. Push it together, wrap it up. Don't cut off the circulation. A tourniquet cuts off circulation, and most people who get a tourniquet, they end up as an amputee. That is your last resort. I hear a lot of people talking about tourniquets, and I know how to do a tourniquet. They taught us how to do all that stuff. That was the first thing you learn in basic training, and we go over it over again. I was a combat lifesaver also in the Army. Anyway, I'm not certified anymore, but I know how to give IU. I was trained to give IVs and all that. Combat lifesavers give IVs. And we're used to seeing, they made us used to. We had to give each other IVs, real IVs. People messed up and made a mess. And you can't be squeamish and do something like that. Maybe that's why I could do a lot of things that I do, because they taught us a lot. They taught us things that normal people are not exposed to. But the tourniquet is the last things. So this, I ordered it. That's what it's called. You push that wound together. Excuse me. You cover it with some gauze. Pack it, because it's going to be bleeding. You push it together and you tape that joker up. You slide it together, and this is just temporary. The reason why you use this is because if you use masking tape or 100-mile-an-hour tape, that's what we used to call it, you're going to take off some skin when you come off. This will come off easier. This. The Army didn't teach me this, though. So this is to sew it up. I hate to say it, but you need alcohol will help. But because they're going to feel it. But I'd rather have someone, hold them down if you have to. But some people can take pain. I've seen some guys get hurt, and you'd be surprised what humans can put up with, how much pain some people can put up with. They are strong people. So anyway, hopefully this will work so you don't have to do this, because this is going to hurt more than this is. But you need to clean that wound out, which brings me to another thing that I have to order, which is Manuka honey, medical grade Manuka honey. When my dogs get hurt, or if I take them to the vet and they have an open wound, they use medical grade Manuka honey. And then they see if they can sew it up, or if you can't get to that, this. This doesn't take as much as this. This takes some skill, and it's going to take a lot of pain. But this, you just clean up the wound, trying to close it up as much as I'm packing it, and put pressure on it to stop it from, stop the bleeding. I'm going through, what is it? It was the shock thing. Anyway, stop the bleeding. Check the breathing, stop the bleeding. Okay? Anyway, pack it, put some pressure on it, wrap it up. Do not try to cut off circulation. You check the toes, just like you see your finger right here. I don't want to give you that finger. You see that finger? Press it and see if the blood flow is in there. You see how it turns from pink? Everybody's nails are like that. No matter what complexion you are. If you're dark skinned, you take their nail, you're going to see the blood flow in their nails or in their toes, and you pinch it and see if the blood comes back. That's how you know you didn't cut off their circulation. Do not cut off somebody's circulation as a first method of stopping the bleeding. They're gonna be an amputee most likely. The limb or whatever digit it is not getting blood flow anymore, and it starts to die. Go ahead and give them something like this. Okay, so this is to sew it up. That's like the last thing. I do this first, pack it with some gauze and sterilize it as best you can, and try to close it back up. Put enough pressure on it. I have a diaper. I carry diapers, baby diapers, in my car for that very reason. They work. They're cotton. They're 100% cotton. Pack it, because I might run out of gauze. Clean it up, pack it, hold pressure on it, push it back together, leave the packing on there, and wrap it up, and make sure you don't cut off their circulation unless you absolutely have to. And this is to sew it up if you can't get anywhere else. If you're stuck out in wilderness and somebody won't stop, somebody has to have it done. Has to. This is easy. This is something I didn't think about. Your finger or whatever can get infected. I remember years ago, my husband, I had a cactus right over there. And I bent over and the thorns got into an area where I could not get them out. He had to take a tweezer. See that? This is a manicure set. Just a regular manicure set, $10. And those thorns or whatever got into you needs to be pulled out sometimes. Simple set of tweezers. A hangnail can become infected, especially if you're in some kind of flood or you get dirty, real dirty, and you need to get that stuff cleaned up. I got a couple of alcohol pads in here too, just to wipe it off. This is an addition. So food, water, medical, food, water, medical. Carry, even if you go to Dollar Tree got those little itty bitty bandage sets. They got gauze bandages, those ankle stabilizers, because I've rolled my ankle, oh my gosh, so many times. Foot powder, blisters. I have had blisters, more blisters than I care to mention. Even if you walk a lot, if you have we used to put nylon stockings on. It was for cold and to try to alleviate blisters. I used to wear stockings just to try not to get a blister. If your socks get wet, change your socks out. Feet, man, we take for granted so many things until we don't have them. Another thing we need to do is start walking. And I am guilty of this too. Start walking. It ain't make no sense for you to have all of this stuff, right? Because this is not a carry with me. This is something I'm gonna have to throw in my car, and I will have to take out just the bare minimum things. Because this thing is about, I say 6 pounds. That's how much this weighs. I'll take out first thing I would take out is my medication and a couple of bandages, and then this is about 1 pound, and I get one of these tapes. And I just take out the stuff that I absolutely need out of these things. But if I have the capability to carry it, like a cart, because I have a cart in there that I bought from the big box store, I just load everything in the cart and roll it as far as I can. But if you cannot walk, if you do not have stamina, it don't matter what you got. You are not gonna be able to to carry that stuff. You're gonna have to start unloading stuff, throwing it on the shoot. I know, because we used to how many our ruck map marches, how many miles did we have to walk in a day? 10 miles, and it was uphill and then downhill. There was a route that we had and they checked, and we had to have a 55-pound rucksack on our back with all our gear. If you couldn't, and that goes for any time. I deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. I was there. If you couldn't carry it, nobody helps you. Don't expect anybody to help you. If you can't carry it, you can't have it. You know how many times I've had to put stuff down and pray nobody picked up my gear and come back and get it? If you don't have the stamina to carry that stuff, and the only way you're going to get stamina and become strong is to use your body. Your body is the first thing that's going to give out on you. I'm not too worried about having to go to the bathroom because I'll open my door. If worst comes to worst, I'll do like my West Indian family. Just open the side door and pop a squat on the side of the road. People do that. People do that. It's not legal. But, you know, if somebody sees you, it's kind of messed up. But this stuff is one of the things. First priority is to take your butt out there and start walking Jamaica. Take your butt out there and start walking. Build up your stamina, build up your health. You have to have the capability. I've seen so many people talk about, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. And they're unhealthy. Me included. They're unhealthy. And when you're unhealthy, you don't heal well. You don't. You heal slower. Water is first. No. Health is first, because a healthy person can put up with a lot more than other people. I know that from being deployed. The people who get the sickest, the quickest, is the ones who have an unhealthy body that cannot handle stress. Start walking. Please, if you can, start walking. Even if it's you start off slow. If you can only walk to the corner and back, you do that. And then give yourself a couple of days, keep on walking. You don't want to bring yourself to the point where you're going to quit. Because if you get a bunch of lactic acid in your muscles, you ain't going to want to walk. It'll work through it though. You're going to be uncomfortable for a while. But I'd rather be uncomfortable walking right now when there's no flood or no fire where I have to walk a mile or two than to be winded and can't get to where I need to get to, or become a liability to whoever I'm with because I can't get there. I'm not healthy. So, health, water. I say this medical comes before food. Food and then medical. Oh, and you know, the Maslow hierarchy of needs. Physical needs, then there's shelter. Shelter is next. So we're covering the physical right now. Safety, that's down there. Physical is first. So that's it. I've added this, and I have a bedroll with a tarp, a blanket, 2 tarps, a plastic tarp, a canvas tarp, and a blanket. Just in case, you know, we have floods and fires out here. And I hurt myself the other day with a saw, and I didn't have a freaking Band-Aid. It ticked me off. I was like, you know, it looks little, right? That's because I put peroxide on it, because this joker started swelling up. And I was like, well, what am I going to do? And I thought to myself, I heal well because I'm a gardener and I stay out there, but I need to start walking. I need to start walking, building up that stamina. Don't make no sense for us to talk about all this health and whatnot, and we are, I am. I know I am. I need to start walking. And some of us, other people, some of us as gardeners need to start doing. There are a lot of us who we garden, and that does a lot. But you need to be able to walk at least a mile without becoming winded or having to stop and take breaks or be super slow. And after you start walking, you know, try to increase it. There's a thing called speed walking. It's a real thing. Some people walk faster than some people run. I seen this one guy I used to do runs. I used to do 5-mile runs and 10-mile runs. I was a runner. Some people can walk faster than some people can run. No shade. Do what you can, as long as you can do it. Do better tomorrow than you did today. Anyway, this is Jamerica with Jamerica Life. It's just some things I wanted to add because I thought about it when my fingers started swelling up. I hope this helps somebody. Look it up. Don't just trust me. Check 3 sources. I'm not a doctor, but I thought about the what if when my fingers started swelling up. That's when I started thinking, you know what, you need to start carrying some medical supplies. That's what all of this is. This is all medical supply. It's Jamerica with Jamerica Life. I thank everybody for being with me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.